Hi everyone, welcome once again to the 24-bit podcast. And today we are going to pick up where we left. Was it last year when we talked about IoT?
Yes, it was last year.
Yes, last year we talked about the Internet of Things and specifically Safaricom's offerings or what they are doing in that field. And to follow that up, we are going to have another conversation around the same mix of consumer-centered and enterprise-centered services that are offered in our market, and specifically where that Safaricom offers that we don't talk about often. We've talked previously about streaming services that we use to stream games and everything, and the data offerings that go with them. We've talked specifically about data, but today we're going to talk about if you have all of those things and say you are an SME or you're just what do they call these people, these solo entrepreneurs who are starting out, sole proprietors, sole proprietor startup, or you're listening to this and you work in one of these big firms around and you're looking to supercharge whatever it is that you guys do over there, and you're looking for an enterprise partner who could provide this service. Probably this might be of interest and of help to you, because we're going to highlight what Safaricom has been doing with Safaricom Cloud. Now, for those of us who are a little older, by a little older I mean who have been around for around, say, the last decade or the last half decade, we have seen commercials about Safaricom Business. So basically, these are some of the offerings that previously we've seen as Safaricom Business. And with me to go dissect the same as we did with the IoT bit is
Dixon Otieno, techish.com,
and I'm Nixon Canali from Tech Trends.
So first things first, we're going to look at the Safaricom Cloud. If you have to start, if somebody is listening at this and wondering Safaricom Cloud, where do they start? First of all, what is cloud computing and what is the Safaricom Cloud?
Okay, cloud computing per se is where you have you run most of your components of a business on the cloud. For example, I am looking for an idea for a business that will really run on the cloud. Even if you have a software solution that's offered to different companies, you will run the systems will be accessible to your businesses or your clients via cloud. It could also mean your emails. It could also mean your backup of the data from the company. It could also mean your surveillance system that could be backed up on the cloud and all that. Yeah.
Or even something like, for example, how we basically just, we store our files on Google Drive and all that. So, I mean, the drive acts like your cloud. You get to just to store most of your important data and documents, and just easily accessible, for you.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I know for a lot of us, we produce content, we write about these things. Some of us also get engaged in this sort of business for a while. The explanation we've been giving people for like the last decade has been the cloud is basically where you access everything. Yeah. Doesn't need to be something you think as detached from you. No. It's basically all these things that allow you to operate smoothly online, but scaled in such a way that they are almost always there.
Yes.
Because what you are getting is remote servers to store your content, and then that content is accessible when you need it immediately, all the time. Yeah. The difference will be you have your computer here, you plug in a hard drive. So as long as you have access to that hard drive, you have access to your content. But what happens if the hard drive gets lost?
Yeah.
That data too is lost. Yes. Now when you come to the cloud, you are having that hard drive, yes, but you don't have it physically. It's somewhere else remote, but you can always access the content on that hard drive when you want it via the internet. So that's a cloud connection. And the people that offer these kinds of services, now Safaricom being one of them and other firms, have gone a step ahead, and to ensure that you always have access to that data and there's no single point of failure, they are backing up that single hard drive of yours with multiple other drives in multiple other locations. So if you can't access your content from location A, you won't even know, because the system will automatically fetch it from location B or location C. Because data centers, now we are going further in our discourse. Data centers where these servers are physically that make up the cloud network can be subject to lots of physical weather conditions. Like I remember there was a time a blizzard knocked off some data centers. So when that happens, others do just come online and continue.
And you don't notice that.
So in many words, that is what the cloud is basically. And you've been using the cloud much as you might not know. Every time you
go to YouTube, Gmail, Google Photos,
if you get to access our podcast, it's served from multiple data centers. Same thing. Good. And what do you understand by the Safaricom cloud?
I don't know, but let me just take you back. And maybe this one can jump in on this. What Safaricom is offering, is it offering, the cloud solution? Because I understand, I think it should be sometime last year, they announced a partnership with Amazon, where they became the Amazon, resellers. So are these for the cloud solution, are they now acting as resellers, or are they now just offering their own cloud solutions? Are they building their own data centers? Are they offering their own, just basically anything around cloud? They're acting as resellers, for the local SMEs and businesses.
So I think depending on the business, there are a couple of things that you will require in terms of cloud computing. So Safaricom has a couple of solutions around cloud computing, including domain and web hosting, including backups and recovery of your personal data or business data. So these I don't understand the AWS integration there, but I know if I am a business and I need, for example, a domain, I need hosting, I can go to Safaricom for that. If I have personal data and I need it backed up around the business, whether it's for security purposes or whether it's just for storage purposes, Safaricom can offer such solutions. I don't know if Chenzi, you understand the AWS section very well.
Yes, and for the people who are listening, what Dixon has just described is what essentially we've understood to be the Safaricom cloud up until recently.
Yes.
That's what they used to primarily offer. Like half a decade ago, when you would watch the news in between and ads will come and hear about Safaricom business, they'd basically be talking about, you need a website, come to us, we'll help you register it, and we'll host it for you. That means everything you're putting into the website. So that's what they've been known for, and for many people, that's what Safaricom Cloud is. But over the last few years, they've been growing that business portfolio. So now their business segment covers a lot more, and one of it is what Nick has mentioned with AWS. So what Safaricom is doing under AWS is they're not out and out offering you cloud storage directly, but in that partnership, if you need that, they can offer it to you separately. Like say you're doing hosting with them, and they, as you will see in the product breakdown, they also do have data centers and all those kinds of things. But what they're doing under the partnership with AWS is, say you like video, you Dixon, you do lots of videos. Say today you decided you're not going to have those videos on YouTube. You want to host them
on your own platform.
One of the best places to do so is AWS, right? But in Kenya, we don't have AWS locally directly. Where do you go? If you went online and engaged Amazon, they'd refer you to a regional representative for AWS who would make your onboarding process to the service easier. But these videos of yours, you have the video files, all of them raw, sitting somewhere on your
drive.
On your drive, physical drive, right? Or even say other cloud services where you've been. So how do you get them to the AWS bit? So since AWS does not have a local presence, the closest they have is in Cape Town, South Africa. That's where partners like Safaricom come in. They'll handle that bit. So they'll do the onboarding process, make all AWS customers locally happy. Because if you go back, Safaricom has a lot of expertise handling cloud. They have in-house talent that does these kinds of enterprise class solution and can scale it down to consumer level, all those kinds of things. So that's why Amazon Web Services will pick them to be a local partner. Because my understanding is previously we've had others as local partners as well offering the same service, and I think they're still there. But that's what Safaricom offers. So what you're getting from them is you want to be an AWS client, they'll help you with the onboarding process locally and support. Because we all know, we've discussed on this podcast before, that they have their shortcomings, like when you're using their fiber service. But one of the solid things about the entire business is they usually have very good customer service support. So those are the things you would count on. So they'll help you deploy, and once you've deployed, they'll support you. And then whatever arrangement they have with AWS to make all sides of the equation balance is on them. Yeah. So and then the other thing is, obviously, for those who are, if you're listening to this and you're familiar with AWS, you know there are multiple offerings there. The likes, like all of those. So you need guidance, you need any of those things. That's the work of your local partner to do that. In this case, that will be Safaricom. So that's what they're offering in that case.
So they'll explain everything to you for the solution that you're looking for. For example, somebody like me who doesn't understand that they may need such a solution, I know they have a consulting bit where you can reach out to Safaricom, and one of their, what are they called, consultants will reach out to you and explain what you need.
Yeah. I remember reading when this partnership was announced, they said they had over 130 AWS accredited staff. So that. And if I don't know if you guys follow, the AWS has also partnered with some local colleges to offer AWS certifications.
Because I know some of my cousins who are in uni have AWS certification. I was like, how did you get them?
So you can do those online, like mine. I did online and went through the paces. And if you're listening, this by the AWS online summit for the Europe, Middle East, and Africa summit region is coming up June, later this month, or June. I think June 29th or something. So you can. It's an opportunity to learn more. And now that we have local partners like Safaricom, makes work easier for people interested in all things AWS, like myself and others, to be better placed to do that.
I remember I remember running that story about them being resellers, and they were saying so what Safaricom basically did is attaining they're calling the advanced consulting partner status, which means they'll be offering support to customers by helping them in both the implementation and management of an AWS cloud deployment.
Yeah, you did cover those things, right?
Yes.
Yeah, me I don't cover.
Covers cloud. I don't.
I usually don't cover cloud, but I talk cloud on social media and all, because these are some of the things I do day to day. Like I've managed AWS for.
Now we know.
Now, if we are to go back now, we have to go back now for leave AWS a bit. If you have to go back to what Safaricom Cloud offers, I'm on the Safaricom corporate site, and they do have packages for cloud storage. And one of the things that's attractive to me here is the pricing.
Oh, okay.
Because one of the consumer-centered services for online storage we use is Google Drive. And one of the reasons I usually recommend it to everyone is you pay 2K,
exactly.
You get 100
GB
every other year, which for most people is more than enough, right? Now Safaricom is giving you 100 GB for 1,300,
and it's inclusive of VAT.
Yes, which is good. If you're a big business and you need lots more storage, you'll pay 7,800 shillings for 20 terabytes. A terabyte will cost you just 12K.
Which you won't even exhaust.
So you can play around with these tires, especially if you are hosting with them. And for like right now we have lots of e-commerce
startups
happening. All those things. I think these are options they might find worth looking at, because most times when you're exploring this kind of thing, for the most part, you are limited at foreign options.
Yes.
Now, the bit about foreign options for hosting is they are all good. They are very reliable. They have very nice guaranteed uptimes. But the one thing they fail is the uptimes and the difference in time zones. Things that fail happen during the day when it's night time elsewhere.
Over there.
And over there, the most you can do is get a bot on their live
chatting platform,
and you get put in a queue compared to their work hours during the night when you can easily reach the representative. So those kinds of things are things that if you're a business or a business person considering, probably are things you'll be looking at. And then if you have to move beyond there, all of you here run sites, so you can tell me what kind of things you run on your end that people can get on Safaricom Cloud, because that helps for someone who's listening and wondering what the hell is all of this. It helps demystify all of that for them. You get to realize actually this is not for people who are raising lots of money for the startups. It's actually for someone like you and me as well.
For example, if I were to have a lot of videos coming out every month or every 2 weeks, I will need storage for that, because I won't be the person editing all the videos. So I'll need someone who can receive the video, edit it, and if I needed backup for every file I've ever shot, you know, right now I need to have my drive to save them, because saving them on cloud is very expensive using Google Drive and all that, and it's also quite slow. So one benefit here would be speed, because of course the server is near me. Another benefit will be that I can have it, if the company was big per se, I will have different editors access different files.
It's online.
Yes. If some different editors access different files for editing, so that everything runs smoothly.
Right. I think same with me. I mean, running the website since 2015 actually. It was just a simple blog until now it's so big and the content is just crazy. I'm not so much into videos, but if you were to actually go big into videos, it's just what like Dixon has said. And also I have an option of actually, I mean, they also offer domain hosting, and I mean the web. I mean, I can choose to do Safaricom. In fact, I didn't even know actually they do this until recently. So I mean, if I knew this earlier, maybe I would have considered actually
using them as your host.
Hosting them as my host for the website.
Here's where you can use them. Your team is growing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now tutahitaji emails.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So from the email point of view, one of the things Safaricom has offered for the longest time is they'll do your G Suite, basically. Google email thing. So Gmail,
you get those calls.
Gmail, but
for the last 2 months, so many people calling. Hi, Tekish, do you need G Suite? From some resellers in the country.
There are lots of resellers.
Yeah.
So, Safaricom is one of them. Part of what they offer you from their cloud side is G Suite. So they'll for a lot of people who are not like us here, they need an extra hand to help them set up. Those are the kinds of things they'll pick up and do for you, especially if you're getting all the other services like domain registration and hosting from them. And I think they can do the same for Microsoft services, right?
Yes. They're supposed to also offer Microsoft Office 365. Yeah, so they can set it up for a business or for an SME or for a startup if you need such services. They're also a reseller, I believe, because such services are also offered by other resellers if you've ever gotten calls from them. I don't know why I get calls from them. Do you need Microsoft Office 365? But with Office 365, you can be able to access the full Microsoft suite, Word, Excel, Publisher, whatever. But you can also access cloud storage from OneDrive and all.
And for me, that's usually my preferred way of working. Still as traditional as they come. Grew up on Word and those Office things, and I think I like the integration, how Microsoft has been able to just move from giving us a supercharged productivity tool that was largely offline
to making it online.
Making it online. Like, I've been using this since my college days and I've never moved. Yes, I've come to the point where even to date I pay for Google One and everything that comes with it, but I've kept my Microsoft things
Office
because it's nice. And for a lot of especially now for word processing people now to PowerPoint, it's not so demanding. The most important people who are accountants and Excel, it's the one thing. So for any SME, obviously they need somebody crunching the numbers or doing payroll, and you know how crucial Excel comes in addition to any other tool that they get to use. Now, here's one more important use case of cloud solutions that you can get from Safaricom that we don't put a lot of thought to, but given, like, we're shooting this podcast on the day that people have been talking about Mchele on Twitter. Now, if you're interested in that Mchele conversation, you can go on Twitter and find out what it is. It's not the subject for discussion here. But the thing you can pick from that is the whole discussion came about because somebody went back to an establishment they had visited earlier on, and they were able to get footage to help them make certain claims.
Yes.
Now, how that establishment is able to keep that footage, we don't know. But a lot of them have on-premise storage. So hard drives, whatever thing that whoever set up for them did. But what if you want to keep your footage
accessible anywhere
for longer? Because a lot of places have policies will keep footage for 30 days, others 90, others 120, others keep footage for even up to a year.
Yeah.
Just in case. Either you're monitoring a staff, you're monitoring your clients, or just general security purposes. So if you have a CCTV setup, you'd want somebody who can actually store those kinds of things for you.
Instead of it looping. And
instead of it looping and overwriting all the time like a car dash cam. See? So that's one of the things I've come to learn that you can do from the Safaricom cloud side of things. And at least for me, that looks appealing. Yeah.
We went. I wanted to mention something while we were on Office 365. On Safaricom's website, they have broken down the product plans for 365 in a very nice way. So there's the first plan is basic calendar and messaging with web, email, and 2 GB storage, and the plan goes all the way up to something called Microsoft 365 E5, which includes business services, exchange of email file storage, offline and online email hosting, 100 GB mailbox office. You get access to all the Office suites programs, and a license will be able to cover up to 5 phones, 5 tablets, 5 laptops, 5 desktops, 1 terabyte access to OneDrive. You get Skype for business. You get so much. And so if you're a business that has been looking for such solutions, instead of getting them directly from Microsoft via the website, which of course those options don't exist on the Microsoft website, you can buy for students and for family. And so if you're looking for a business solution like that, Safaricom is offering such as a reseller. Back to your cloud backups.
I think we've exhausted all of those, and maybe there's something we've missed. And if you're listening to this and you are aware of what you've missed, you can, of course, react to this. Whichever platform you're using to listen to the podcast, you can let us know what other solution being offered by Safaricom that we have missed. If you're on Twitter, always you can engage us.
There's one, I think, which I'm not sure how big they're going to into it. Remember when they were doing a pilot of telematic solutions?
We did we mention it?
Yes, no, we did.
Did we mention it on IoT? Because I think we did not.
Because they're not actually rolled out.
Oh, they're not rolled out.
They've just done the smart meters and all that. But now they're trying telematics. I remember I used to work in a logistics company a while back. One of the things we used to offer was, these telematic solutions. And, the uptake is so big, and that's why I'm actually happy Safaricom, big as they are with all the clientele and all that, they're going into this, because, I'm not sure if any of us has a tracker in their cars, because, or even just anything to just monitor your consumption and all this, because what Safaricom is doing, I was just checking their website, so there are like the plans, there's bronze, silver, gold light, gold, premium, platinum, and all that. So they're saying the Safaricom Automotive Solution is an intelligent and cost-effective fleet management product designed to effectively and efficiently help businesses manage their vehicles. The solution is delivered via 3 main components: IoT sensors, I think we mentioned extensively during your last podcast around IoT. Then there's connectivity and reporting and analytics dashboard, which I think is very important to actually monitor all this and gather all the data you want. There's telematics as well.
And for businesses that run fleets of vehicles, it is a solution that you get once for your whole fleet. So I don't understand the packages per se, but
they're quite detailed.
Bronze is for one user.
I can see they're all for one user.
Platinum is one user. I think they need to explain on that a little, but
I mean, when they were doing the pilot with during that rally, so they basically put out me on one of they sponsored one of the drivers. So the pilot, they're saying in the article I did, an IoT-powered telematics solution which integrates with vehicles' onboard computer, collects information and several parameters that are accumulated and recorded at the end and start of each trip. So this provides insights into the journey, duration, vehicle speed, route information, fuel consumption, especially that fuel is good, and driver behavior. Actually, the driver behavior is good, especially for guys. I used to see that when I used to work in that company. It's good, especially for especially if you own this fleet of lorries.
And you want to know.
Yes, driver alisimama wapi, how long alikuwa amesimama, ndio ujue kama amesimama kusifu fuel. So it's actually good because it used to happen. I used to say that. So
I'm seeing one of the benefits of taking the solution with them, apart from all we've mentioned, is that they also offer maintenance and service scheduling for the system. So routine service scheduling for the telematics solution. They also offer service history logging to show how and when the car is serviced. And they also offer crash and incident reconstruction. So if your vehicle is involved in an accident, from the Safaricom telematics solution, you'll be able to see the crash and incident, how it happened, but also it's a reconstruction of how it happened. Yeah. So that could help with insurance.
Now, the interesting thing about that is not that Safaricom is offering it, is that by offering, prior to discussing the telematics, is that by offering the cloud options and all of that they're offering, they're able to support search and even others. So think about it this way. It makes sense for Safaricom to offer a converged cloud service solution that people can plug in whichever way works best for them. Either they are hosting their emails and their sites or even their footage and all of that. But primary reason being, people get to usually use Safaricom for so many other things. Like for instance, we discussed IoT. So if you are getting any of those services, IoT services, it only makes sense.
Since you continue the same.
Yes. So in a way, it's
360.
They're offering you a 360 kind of
solution for your business. So from the initial setup of online presence, if you need a website, if you need an email address for your business, if you need cameras and tracking,
that's a full package.
There are people who want that. There are people who might not want that. For instance, if you're in the value-added services scene, you probably get to do engage Safaricom for applications and all of those kinds of things. If you are a small organization and you want somebody who can provide you a full package, that will make sense to you. If you are somebody who's experienced or has a more experienced team, you can decide to modularize your offerings, get another provider to offer you this, Safaricom to offer you this, another person to offer you this. But not every business is usually in
open
that position.
To have,
because that means already investments in so many other things, including manpower or writing different checks to different people.
Because there are people like me who are like, love getting like all my sites from one service provider, especially if someone I trust really, and of course it helps you save on a lot of things, right?
It also saves when you're doing your books and everything.
Especially, plus who knows, if you come to me, if I offer service to you, then you buy a whole package, I can give you a discount. Who knows?
And I'm also thinking, for a business that's growing, you are starting with the small things, but every bigger solution you'll need will come from the same from the same business partner. So Safaricom will start, like I was saying, will start with you at the business level where you just need a website. Once you upgrade and you have office premises, you need cloud storage for your footage, they'll upgrade you to there. If you're upgrading to needing 365 of G Suite, or if you're upgrading to needing AWS services, you'll continue the same solutions from Safaricom. So it will be an easy growth for a business that's looking to do all this, because everything is readily available from the one partner you start with. So even if you're upgrading from a certain solution, and for example you are just using a 50 GB email server, and you need to do more with backing up and all that, you just continue the same partner, and it makes it easier. Because right now, if I had a center or a business premises, and I needed to move my server from some business provider to someone else, it will take so much time.
Yeah.
But if you're working with one business partner, it means everything goes smoothly.
All right. If someone is listening to this, and after all these explanations that you guys have come up with for everything we discussed here and everything that is on offer from the Safaricom end, if somebody is to sum up in one question, why should I bother? What will you tell them?
Why you should bother? I think one will be, I mean, it's Safaricom. One of the, they are the number one leading telco in Kenya, and they've been here for quite a while. I mean, you should be able to trust them. And if they're of course, with the partnership they're doing, Amazon, the big companies, you know.
Yeah, I think you should bother per se if you're in the space where you need such solutions, and two, if you're in a space where you need such solutions and you need them from a local partner where you can complain, you can access help or customer service anytime you need, and also based on the fact that Safaricom has many different solutions and you can check how well they serve their customers in those different solutions. For example, with fiber internet services, with other solutions for customers from M-Pesa and everything else. So if you want, or you are certain that the quality you receive from other solutions you access from Safaricom are good, then you can bring your business to Safaricom for that. I think.
I mean, for a long time now. I mean, I've been covering cloud.
It will be a long night.
I mean, I know you're shooting this podcast late. Is it late at night now? But it's actually late in the evening. Yeah. But I mean, I've been covering cloud, for a long time now, and one of the things I've been noticing, especially on conversations that are coming up when I'm doing interview with these guys. Like for example, I did an interview with someone from with Dan Quach from Africa Data Centers the other day, and one of the things we were talking about is how do we make local data centers available for the Kenyan masses, for the Kenyan market? Because imagine you're hosting your stuff for Amazon, when you said earlier, time zones are different. You have a charge, for example, your nini has gone down. You have to wait until even let's look with.
I have a very good example. My site was down, and
we host our sites with the same host. So at times you have an issue, you have to call. What are they called? You have to call DreamHost. Yeah. You have to wait until the next day, and they reach out where maybe Melala. You should there. So I mean, having a local provider who is easily available, is readily available to sort you out. You have a challenge, time zones are the same, you can easily reach out to them. Yeah, that should be enough for you to bother and actually reach out.
Yeah, you guys have captured it well, but also here's the other thing. Now forget who we are talking about, in this case Safaricom. But there is also an advantage to just shifting to the cloud for your operation.
Definitely, exactly.
One, if something happens, we've seen things happen, things you never planned for. There's kinds of things insurance people call acts of God.
Yeah.
So if your house flooded, we've seen people come from work to find sofas sailing in their houses like boats, right? Imagine those are your hard drives. Submerged like that. Hii side asolua unapiga ukishatoka 8 to 5 ukifika nyumbani, and you pick up from where you left jana usiku, unapata zina sail namna hiyo. What happens to you?
I know.
Or in the unfortunate event there is a fire.
Yeah.
What happens to you? Because I remember one time I elicited a strong discussion on Twitter telling people how I've lost my devices over the years, but I'm always back up in at least 3 hours after I'm settled, because everything I have
is on the cloud.
That's, for me, that's a major, it's business continuity.
Yeah,
it's a major point to be pro cloud. In this case, we're discussing about what Safaricom has to offer you along those lines, but just cloud. Basically.
I mean, how often
at a consumer level, at the enterprise level, doesn't matter how big your company is. You're a 1-man team, you're a 2-man team, you're a 5-person team, whatever. That's the case. And then 2, collaboration. For not, this is not for everyone, but for a number of people that work on similar projects, it's easy. You guys have heard the story of Toy Story? There's a very famous Toy Story story. I think after this podcast, you can go Google it and read it about how, I think it was Toy Story 2? When it was being edited, they lost the master file or something.
Yeah.
And how they were able, it was long before the age of cloud computing, and how they were able to recover it is because one colleague had taken, I think, maternity leave, and she, as a result, she was working from home once in a while because she was a key cog in that entire project wheel. They had to go to a house to pick up that very old copy and come and start all together. Why it's not for that, there will never have been a Toy Story 2. I hope I got the story right. But it's a very popular story, and it's the biggest case. There are two things there. My number one point, where backups, where business continuity, but number two, collaboration. You don't need to be all in the same space to do the same thing. And I think we do a small bit of collaboration. We've done that before, and it's all been thanks to cloud. At the height of the pandemic, we used to record podcasts virtually. The software that will allow us to do that, whether it was Google Meet or whether it was Skype or whether it was Zoom, all of those are cloud offerings, right? And then that's how we would still collaborate on the document, on talking points, publication, share the files, send to someone to edit the audio, someone else to edit the video. See, that kind of thing. And then 3 for me is pricing. We've gone through the rundown of how much Safaricom is costing. First it was $13.92 to as high as 200, almost 240,000 shillings for 20 terabytes. Now compare that. If you are hosting 20 terabytes on site, look at the kind of on-site infrastructure you'd need to have.
Need for that.
And security you need to hire to protect all of that investment. See, those are the costs you're taking away when you're considering a move to the cloud.
True.
And then obviously it pays that whoever is handling all of those things is known to you. Like basically Kikumana, they can even send someone to your house.
Even just let me bring it closer. How often do we change phones? For example, in our case, review units. You're able to switch to a phone and not worrying about using your WhatsApp chat, your text. That's cloud. And by text, I mean the most important text. Like for example,
for example, businesses that use
WhatsApp.
I hope people have seen the photo I shared. We are not the only people who move around with those ready phones.
The president moves around.
Yes. I think that's been helpful, learning a little bit about the cloud. It's been a while, we use some of these services. Like if you're going to watch Netflix, that's basically the cloud and data centers and all of those things. The reason why your Showmax or your Netflix is
not
faster, loads faster and everything is because of data centers and content caching and of course the cloud. So your content is served from the server nearest to you and all of those kinds of things. For instance, Netflix is usually on AWS. And for those of us who are tech buffs and love being in the Netflix technology blog, engineering blog is one of the best places you can be on the internet. Just go and learn how their cloud offering works and you'll be in awe. We do our own very small use cases of the cloud daily. We don't even realize it, but it's been fun going back to the basics just to bring out how it all works. And we hope this discussion has been helpful to you to give you an understanding of what's out there and how in your own small way or big way, if you're in need of such services and where you can go get them. If you have further comments and responses and reactions to these, as always, you can come ramble to our Twitter handles and wherever else you're listening to this podcast. Please remember to subscribe so that we can always be engaging you and you can listen to us.
And maybe before you wind up, if there's an SME listening to this podcast, how can they access these solutions from Safaricom?
From wherever they're listening to the podcast, we will add the Safaricom business link, but it's business.safaricom.com, I believe.
Yes. All right.
.co.ke?
No, it's actually it's business.co.ke.
Business.safaricom.co.ke. And Safaricom has done a good job on helping you know whichever solution you're looking for easily and finding it easily. So you just say, I'm looking for cloud solutions, and you'll be sent to a sub part of the website showing you whichever solutions you're looking for.
And you can actually even request for a call back.
And you can request for a call back and they'll call you and the consultancy will be free to tell you whatever solution you need and how to get about that.
Yeah, and from that business portal, you'll even see a lot more things than cloud solutions and the IoT that we've discussed here. There is a lot more that you can get. Like, for instance, we've previously discussed about the M-Pesa app, which comes on the consumer side, and there's the M-Pesa for business. So all those kinds of things, you'll get them there. It's been awesome having all of you guys. I'm Chenzo Emmanuel, and if you're listening to this, please subscribe to our podcast so that you're not left behind. See you next time.